Alright, this is Sonic the Hedgehog 4 for the Xbox 360. It's also on PlayStation 3 and Wii and even the iPhone and the iPod Touch. And for all of these, it is $15, and that's pretty good. It's pretty cheap. Downloadable content, no actual game cases, which is probably the most disappointing thing about this game. I don't have a game case for this game. Now, as you can see here, there is a level select mode where you can go back to each level that you've beaten. And you can play each level an infinite number of times. You can even go back to special stages you've beaten before. Now, on each level there's a time attack and a score attack mode, and you can upload those to worldwide leaderboards. And on the leaderboards it even shows the region of each person and their place. You can see there's some European people, there's Japanese people, and as you can also see, the top 30 or 40 people have all hacked their way into the leaderboards. So if you have Xbox Live, please file a complaint against those people because they don't deserve to be on Xbox Live. And as you can see, I'm position 136, which is in the top 100 because I don't count those first 30 or 40 people. Alright, now here's level 1. I just wanted to show you what the level design was like for an entire level. Since this is the level I can do the most quickly, I thought I'd show you this level. What I have to say about this game is that it really feels like the original Sonic the Hedgehog series, whereas other games like Sonic Unleashed, I don't know what that was. It was just strange Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyway, ignoring that, this game is really good. It's really faithful to the original games. It plays like them, although it looks updated, a lot updated. It definitely plays like the original games do. It's the same idea. Except the homing attack, that's new. Ignoring Sonic Mega Mix, of course, because that's not actual Sega material. And you can continue to try for a better time over and over and over again until you get the best time. Then you upload it to the leaderboards, and you see what position you get. Now, I'm going to show one level from each area, including the final area. So if you don't want spoilers at all, I suggest you ignore that part of the video. Now here's the Casino Night Zone, which every good Sonic the Hedgehog game has. The strange thing about this game is that you end up having a huge amount of rings at any given point, whereas in the older Sonic games, you always seemed to be struggling for rings unless you knew what you were doing. On my first time through, I always seemed to have about 150, 200 rings, which is kind of strange, I thought. But anyway, that's really not even a complaint. It's just a difference, a minor difference, if anything. Now, as you can probably hear, the music in this game is really well composed. I really enjoy the musical style, as well as the artistic style. The way these levels are designed is just really well. Now it's time for the special stage. The special stages are really weird, just strange. They range in extreme difficulty to extreme easy difficulty. Like, this is really easy. Since look at all the time you have, and it's just perfectly straight line that you're supposed to follow that has no wrong turns or anything. Another strange thing is that you are indeed timed, which you weren't in the previous Sonic the Hedgehog games. Now here's a boss. You have 3 zones, followed by a final zone in which you fight the boss, being Eggman. I wanted to show you this particular boss fight because does anyone recognize this from Sonic the Hedgehog? It's exactly the same. This is pretty much exactly the same idea that you had in the original Sonic the Hedgehog game. You were outrunning water so you could get to the top of the area before Eggman did. But in the original Sonic the Hedgehog, you didn't have to fight him after you made it up there. And it was a lot harder to get up. But the idea is the same. Beat up Eggman until you win, and then release all the animals. One complaint I do have about the Lost Labyrinth Zone was that it was pretty hard at points. There was a point where you have a torch and you can only see a small area around you. It's kind of cool because there are puzzles, but it's kind of annoying because it's really hard to see, and it's just a very difficult level overall. Ah, listen to this music from Mad Gear Zone. Very good music, well composed. Out of all the areas, this one is probably my favorite because of the music. And not only the music, the level design just flows really well. As you can probably see here, I'm flying through the level, and it just... the way the level is designed just works really well. It's classic Sonic design, which is the whole idea of the game. If you played the original Sonic the Hedgehog games and you have one of these systems and you haven't already bought this game, you really should go out and buy it. It's really worth your $15. Even if you haven't played any of the Sonic the Hedgehog games, this game is worth your money. It's a very well-designed game, and it proves that you don't need to have a horrible, bloody FPS in order to have a lot of fun. Ah, here's the final level. It has some well-designed music as well, not to mention some bosses that we've seen before in other Sonic games, harkening back to the original Sonic the Hedgehog here. Although with some minor changes that'll surprise you if you're not ready for them. Now we've all seen this classic boss before, but here's something different. Yeah, he never did that before. But that just makes it more interesting. Alright, well I'd say this game is a 10 out of 10 for me, because you know what, Sonic the Hedgehog is my favorite game character. And if you haven't already bought it, go out and buy it. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Wonder what would happen